LeBron James has played 23 seasons of professional basketball, 23 years of dominance, 4 championships, 10 NBA Finals appearances, the all-time scoring record. He has survived dynasties, super teams, injuries, pressure, criticism, everything the basketball world could throw at him. But right now, in May 2026, something is happening that honestly feels unfamiliar. The Oklahoma City Thunder are not just beating LeBron James, they are dismantling him. Game 1, blowout. Game 2, another blowout. The Lakers don't look competitive, they don't look dangerous, they look overwhelmed. And today we're asking the question every NBA fan is thinking, but very few want to say out loud. Can LeBron James actually survive what the Thunder are doing to him? Because this isn't just about losing a playoff series. This is about age, legacy, reality, and maybe the first time in LeBron's career that basketball itself is finally catching up to him. This is the brutal truth. You're watching The Sports Verdict Daily, where we break down the biggest stories in American sports every single day and give you the final call. I'm your host. Let's get into today's verdict. So here's the reality of this series so far. The Thunder took Game 1 by a score of 108-90. Then they followed it up with a 125-107 destruction in Game 2. That's not a close series, that's domination. And the most alarming part isn't just the score, it's how helpless the Lakers have looked trying to solve Oklahoma City's defense. Because usually when LeBron loses playoff games, you still feel his presence controlling the floor. You still feel the pressure he puts on defenses. Even in defeat, he bends the game around him. Not here. The Thunder have turned the series into something uncomfortable to watch for Lakers fans. They're cutting off driving lanes, collapsing passing angles, forcing LeBron into slower decisions and tougher shots. And once the Lakers' offense slows down, everything falls apart. This Thunder defense doesn't just react, it swarms. Every rotation is fast, every closeout is violent, every mistake gets punished instantly. And suddenly, the thing that made LeBron unstoppable for 2 decades, controlling tempo, isn't working anymore. That's what makes this feel different. Because this doesn't look like LeBron losing to a hot shooting team. This looks like LeBron running into a machine built specifically to neutralize him. And honestly, that machine might be the most complete team basketball has seen in years. Now, let's talk about the biggest factor nobody can ignore anymore. Age. LeBron James is 41 years old. 41. What he's doing at this age is already completely absurd. No player in NBA history has maintained this level of production for this long. Nobody. But eventually, basketball asks every superstar the same brutal question: can greatness beat time forever? And the answer has always been no. Michael Jordan heard it, Kobe Bryant heard it, Tim Duncan heard it. Every legend eventually reaches the moment where the body simply cannot dominate the way it once did. The scary thing for Lakers fans is that Oklahoma City may be forcing that moment into the spotlight right now, because the Thunder are young, fast, relentless. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is in his prime. Chet Holmgren looks fearless. Jalen Williams attacks like he has endless energy. And OKC doesn't just have stars, they have waves of athletes. Fresh legs constantly flying around the floor for all 48 minutes. That matters. A lot. Because playoff basketball becomes brutal physically. Possessions slow down. Every cut matters. Every defensive rotation matters. Every drive into traffic hurts more. And while LeBron is still brilliant mentally, the physical gap between him and a roster full of 23-year-old athletes is impossible to fully hide anymore. That's not disrespect. That's biology. And it's what makes this series feel so dangerous for his legacy. But before we go further, we need to acknowledge something important. If there is one player in NBA history you should never count out, it's LeBron James. Because we've seen this before. Think back to 2016. The Cleveland Cavaliers were down 3-1 to the 73-win Golden State Warriors, the greatest regular season team in NBA history. Everybody thought it was over. And then LeBron delivered one of the greatest 3-game stretches basketball has ever seen. 41 points, 41 points again. The chase down block in Game 7. History changed forever. That comeback became the defining achievement of his career because it proved something nobody had fully understood before. LeBron James does not think like normal athletes. Most players panic when the pressure rises. LeBron becomes more dangerous. And that's why this series still feels complicated. Because history says betting against LeBron has always been risky, but history also says something else. Even LeBron is human. People forget the 2011 finals against Dallas because of everything he accomplished afterward. But for a moment, basketball saw something shocking. LeBron froze. He disappeared offensively, played passive, looked mentally trapped by pressure. It became the biggest criticism of his career. And what makes this Thunder series uncomfortable is that there are flashes of that same helplessness returning. Not because LeBron is mentally weak, far from it, but because Oklahoma City is removing his control over the game itself. That's the difference. In 2011, the pressure beat him mentally. In 2026, the Thunder may simply be better physically, strategically, and structurally. And honestly, that's even scarier. Because how do you solve a problem when the other team has fewer weaknesses than you do? The Thunder defend. They shoot. They run. They rebound. They have depth. They have chemistry. They have youth. And maybe most importantly, they have belief. This team genuinely looks like it expects to win the championship. The Lakers don't look like they believe they can survive this matchup. And in playoff basketball, belief matters more than people realize. Now let's ask the most important question in this entire story. What would LeBron actually need to do to survive this series? First, he has to completely change how he attacks offensively. The Thunder are baiting him into isolation basketball, and that plays directly into their defensive system. LeBron cannot beat this team slowly. He has to force faster pace, quicker decisions, and transition opportunities before OKC's defense gets set. Second, the Lakers' role players have to wake up immediately. Austin Reeves, Anthony Davis, the bench unit. Somebody besides LeBron has to consistently punish Oklahoma City for collapsing the defense. Because right now the Thunder are loading up on LeBron without fear of consequences. That cannot continue. Third, and this is the hardest part, LeBron has to summon one more legendary playoff run from a body that has already given basketball everything. So here's the final verdict. LeBron James has spent over 2 decades proving that doubting him is dangerous. He has survived impossible deficits, impossible pressure, and impossible expectations more times than any player of his generation. But the Oklahoma City Thunder are presenting a different challenge. Not chaos, not luck, not emotion, structure, depth, youth, relentless pressure. This isn't a flawed team getting hot at the right time. This looks like the future of basketball arriving all at once. And the brutal truth is this: we are about to find out whether even LeBron James can survive a team that may simply be better in every possible way. That's the Sports Verdict Daily Take. If you made it this far, you already know the deal. Subscribe to the Sports Verdict Daily, hit the bell, and you'll get the final call on every major sports story every single day. And now I want your verdict in the comments. Can LeBron still survive this series? Or are we watching the end of an era in real time? I'll see you tomorrow. Same time. Next verdict.